Hello and welcome to Temple University. My name is Hallie and I'm here to tell you all about Temple and what it can offer you. I work in the admissions team and I'm also a proud Temple grad. I'll be joined by my colleague Courtney, who you'll hear from shortly. But before we get into more detail, let's start with some basics. Temple University is a large public research institution located in the heart of Philadelphia. Here at Temple, we have a diverse and vibrant student body and offer our students many undergraduate programs of study to choose from. We house those programs within 17 schools and colleges, which includes 5 professional schools. What do I mean when I say schools and colleges? It's how we organize our academic programs here. For example, the College of Science and Technology houses, you guessed it, science and technology programs. Interdisciplinary work is a big part of your academic experience here at Temple, so expect to learn across several schools and colleges during your time here. Students can also choose from a wide variety of cultural, athletic, and social activities, whether it's joining a club on campus or going to Lincoln Financial Field to watch the Temple football team. There is truly something for everyone at Temple, and we offer countless opportunities for students to get connected and get involved. Temple's presence is strong in Philadelphia, and we have a huge alumni network right here in our region. Temple graduates live and work all around the world.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm also on the admissions team and a proud Temple grad. Before we get into some of the details of what Temple can offer you, let's talk about our history. Despite its size and reach today, Temple has humble roots as a university. The school was founded in North Philadelphia in 1884 by Dr. Russell Conwell, a well-known minister in the city. One day after services, a young working man came up to him and said, "Dr. Conwell, I want a higher education, but I don't have the time or the resources to go to school full time. What can I do?" Dr. Conwell quickly offered to tutor the man, and it wasn't long before he was teaching several dozen students, all working people who could only attend class at night and had a strong desire to make something of themselves. What was then called Temple College continued to grow throughout the following decades, adding programs and students to become what we now know as Temple University. We are so proud to continue to meet Russell Conwell's vision by providing a great education at an affordable price to people from all over the world, from different backgrounds and experiences. During our time together, you'll learn a little bit about Temple University, academic opportunities, social life, of course, how to apply, and how to finance a Temple degree.
As we mentioned, Temple is a big school with a variety of programs of study. You may know exactly what you want to major in, or maybe you have no idea, and that's perfectly fine. One of our most popular majors for incoming students is our University Studies program, where students can come to Temple without declaring a major and have up to 2 years to officially choose a major. This is a great option if you're not set on a major. You can explore different areas of study and get a feel for your interests. Not to mention, you will have an extra staff support to help you figure out your future course of study. And that's just one of the benefits of going to a large school like Temple. There's a lot of academic flexibility to find exactly what's right for you. We have a large student body, which I know may seem intimidating at first, but trust me, we have a small school feel here. Our average student to faculty ratio is unique compared to other schools our size. Our smaller class sizes allow students to make one-on-one connections with their professors, advisors, and their peers. We work really hard to offer students a personalized experience, so you'll get one-on-one time with professors and mentorships to help guide you through your time here.
We also want to make sure our students are learning inside the classroom and outside of it. The city of Philadelphia has so much rich history and culture that we want our students to experience and explore. Our general education program, which all students participate in, allows students to explore courses outside of their major. This means you'll be taking classes in the arts, sciences, math, and maybe even a history class or two. Your assignments in these courses can take you all over the city, whether it be to the Philadelphia Museum of Art or to see a theater performance downtown. Maybe you'll stop by the Franklin Institute where you can check out interactive science exhibits or learn more about the nation's history at one of the city's many historical landmarks. So in addition to your work inside the classroom, you'll learn how to use the city's public transportation system, which will help you to get around and experience all of Philadelphia's art, culture, food, and history. As one of the largest cities in the US, Philadelphia has a lot to explore, and we want to make sure that in your time here, you can experience all the city has to offer.
At Temple, research is a large part of our identity. We are an R1 research institution, which is the highest level of research activity designated by the Carnegie classification system. This means we recruit world-class researchers not only to use our facilities for their work, but also to teach. You'll learn firsthand from the discoveries that our researchers and professors make, all while having the opportunity to be inside their laboratories. And of course, you can apply your experience to your future career. Temple scientists are conducting groundbreaking research that can help change people's lives all over the world. Our researchers recently identified the first genome to transmit the novel coronavirus, which can help epidemiologists better understand the virus, how the virus was first transmitted to humans, and how it has mutated over time. Temple scientists are also working to advance HIV research and have discovered important breakthroughs that could bring us closer to a cure.
Our students are driven, dedicated, and passionate individuals who win awards, become Rhodes and Goldwater scholars, compete for prestigious fellowships, and more. The university has had a banner few years in terms of undergraduate research and professional student development. You may have heard of Marcus Force, Temple's first Goldwater scholar, which is the most prestigious STEM award an undergraduate student can receive. Marcus, who is now a doctorate student at Stanford University, is just one example of student success here at Temple.
We also like to tell students that research doesn't have to be the kind that's inside a laboratory with test tubes and white coats. You can do research in any one of our academic programs. For example, we've had students major in art history and go on to become a Diamond Research Scholar, or major in music and then study abroad in Rome and conduct research on Italian composition. The faculty and staff at Temple always encourage students to dream big and explore what they love.
Did you know that Temple is Philadelphia's only public university? It's true, it's a major part of our identity, but we're really a global university. We have a suburban campus in Ambler, Pennsylvania, and international locations in Rome, Italy, and Tokyo, Japan. No matter which campus you're on, whether here or abroad, you'll see the same cherry and white flags as on our main campus in Philadelphia. This means all of your classes are Temple classes. All of your faculty members are Temple faculty, and your tuition stays the same, as do your scholarships and financial aid. But don't worry, if you're not interested in studying in Rome or Tokyo, we have dozens of other opportunities all over the world for you to explore. If students aren't as interested in traveling abroad, we also have domestic programs where students can study in Washington, D.C., which is a great opportunity for those interested in politics and policy, or film students can study away in Los Angeles where they can earn first-hand experience working in movie studios along Temple University faculty. No matter where a student is interested in learning, attending Temple means you'll have the opportunity to explore beyond main campus and see different places across the country and across the world. So now that you know all about academics, research, and our global presence, I'll turn it over to Hallie to talk about internships, jobs, and how Temple prepares students for the real world.
Here at Temple, we are committed to the success of our students, while they're here and after graduation. We'll help you navigate your future in a variety of ways, whether it be by workshopping your resume or helping you apply to one of the thousands of jobs and internships posted on our internal job board. We really try to ensure students have the opportunity and research to identify and apply for positions that most interest them. We are also proud to say that we have a large alumni network that spans across the city of Philadelphia, the US, and the globe. This means that when you apply to an internship, go to a job interview, or attend a networking event, there's a high chance someone there has a Temple University degree. At this point, you may be thinking, so what's next? How do I apply? Let's go back to Courtney, who will fill you in on the process.
Applying to college can feel very overwhelming, but don't worry, our admissions team is here to help. We have a detailed step-by-step video explaining everything you need to know about how to apply on our website, but let's go over the basics here. We have two application deadlines. The first is our early action deadline, which is November 1st. This option is best for students who know they want to apply to Temple and are ready to do so early. Applying early action means you'll receive an admissions decision earlier. So if you apply by November 1st, you'll have your decision no later than January 10th. Our second option is our regular decision deadline, which is February 1st. We will get you an admissions decision between 4 and 8 weeks after you complete and submit your application. Now it's time for Hallie to cover two very important steps: deciding on standardized test scores and submitting your application.
Temple is a test optional school, and we have been for years. This means that if you feel your test scores are not a strong reflection of your academic ability, or you were just unable to take a standardized test, you can apply test optional. You are not penalized in any way if you decide not to submit test scores. You are reviewed exactly the same way for admission, exactly the same way for our honors program, and exactly the same way for merit-based scholarship. So now that you've heard all about our application deadlines and what to do about test scores, you're probably thinking, so what's the secret formula? How do I apply and get into Temple University? There are no secrets, really. We want this process to be as simple as possible. For this reason, we exclusively use the Common Application. Once you create a Common App account, you will fill in all of your information for Temple, including a personal statement and telling us as much as you can about all the extracurricular activities you're involved in. Once your application is submitted, you'll get an email with instructions on how to access your TU Portal account. TU Portal is our primary way of communicating with you throughout this process, so be sure to set up your login information. After you've logged into your account, you can move to your next steps in the admissions process, submitting your self-reported high school transcript. Our self-report tool will allow you to input all of your classes in high school and the grades you received yourself, which means your high school does not need to send an official copy of your high school transcript during the application process. This is a required step for our admissions process, so the sooner it's completed, the sooner we can review your application, review you for merit scholarship, and review you for our honors program. You can also choose to submit letters of recommendation. This is completely optional, but you can submit up to 2. If you choose to submit letters, they should be written by individuals who can speak to your academic abilities and personal accomplishments, such as a high school advisor or a teacher. Now that your application is ready to submit, let's go back to Courtney to cover the final steps.
Once you have completed your application and self-reported your high school transcript, our admissions team will start our review. While we are going to take a look at your GPA and overall academic performance, we will also look at your entire story your transcript tells. This means that we'll be looking at areas of consistency as well as areas of growth across your academic coursework. We'll also take a look at your personal statement and extracurricular activities to help paint a full picture of who you are both inside and outside of the classroom. At this point, we've covered how to apply to Temple and what to expect after you apply, but what about paying for your education? Don't worry, Hallie is here to explain.
Now that you've applied, you're probably thinking, how much does it cost to go to Temple? Here we have something called differential tuition, which means each of those different schools and colleges we mentioned earlier have different tuition rates. These rates will also depend on whether you're an in-state or out-of-state student, as well as if you decide to live on campus and your meal plan. To help students cover the cost of tuition and stay within Temple's commitment to affordability, you're automatically reviewed for our merit-based scholarships. These scholarships start at $1,000 and go up to cover the full cost of tuition. The information you submit as part of your application will help us determine what type of scholarship Temple can offer you. We know financing your education is an important step in the college experience, and scholarships are just one component. Courtney is now going to tell you more about financial aid and how Temple is dedicated to helping you graduate on time to save money in the long run.
As Hallie mentioned, Temple does offer students financial aid. You can start this process by filling out a free application for federal student aid. or FAFSA application. This application opens up every year on October 1st, and the information you submit there will then be sent to Temple's Student Financial Services Office for review. Temple will then compile a package of loans and grants that you are eligible for, which will complement any merit-based scholarship you receive. It's important to keep in mind that our priority filing deadline for FAFSA is February 1st, so try to fill out your application as early as possible. Finally, we want to make sure you're graduating in 4 years and doing so with as little debt as possible. That's why we created the Fly and Forward program, which is an agreement between Temple University and our students so you have a clear path to graduate in 4 years. As part of the voluntary agreement, students agree to meet with their advisor every semester, stay in good academic standing, and register for courses on time. In return, we promise to give you the resources that you need to graduate in 4 years. And if for some reason you don't, we're going to pay for any additional costs into your 5th year. Since starting the program in 2014, we have seen consistent increase in our graduation rate, which speaks to our commitment to providing students with the resources they need to succeed in their time here at Temple. Through our scholarships and financial aid, and our Fly and Forward program, you can see Temple's true commitment to affordability and accessibility.
Are you interested in transferring to Temple? Here at Temple, transfer students are considered anyone who has completed high school and then taken the minimum of 12 to 15 college-level credits. When you're applying for transfer admission, you're going to need to send us every college transcript that you have. So, whether you've attended one institution or multiple, you'll need to send us all of those transcripts, even if the institution is located outside of the United States. If you've taken less than 30 college-level credits, then we will also want to see your final high school transcript. Now let's cover application deadlines. If you're thinking about starting in the fall semester, you will need to apply no later than June 1st. For those students interested in applying for the spring semester, that application deadline is November 1st. Once you've submitted your application by the deadline and you've sent us all of your transcripts, we can start to review your application for admission. The transfer process moves pretty quickly, so you should receive a decision from us within 2 to 3 weeks from your application is completed. For transfer student admission, we are looking at your college body of work. Our average GPA for admission is usually above a 3.0. However, we start to consider transfer students with at least a 2.5 GPA. It's also really important to know that your most recent college work matters the most. Soon after you are officially admitted to Temple, you will receive a transfer credit evaluation. This is when we will evaluate all of your courses from your previous institutions to see which credits will transfer to Temple. The typical rules are: the credit has to come from a regionally accredited institution, has to be a grade of C or better, and has to be a college-level course, so no remedial level courses. Finally, the course has to be something we offer here at Temple. For example, we don't offer culinary courses, so we would not be able to take culinary course credits. But if you took English composition, that will transfer to Temple. To get the best sense of what credits will transfer, you can use our transfer equivalency tool, a database that we use to showcase what has transferred to Temple in the past. This tool can be found on our website at admissions.temple.edu. Once you're on the site, head to the Apply section and then navigate to Transfer Students. That's where you'll find the link. Don't worry if you don't see your school listed. We will still evaluate your credits for admission. Once you become a Temple student, regardless if you transferred, you become part of the entire Temple University community, with access to the same resources for all Temple students. For specific transfer questions, we have a team dedicated to help you through this process.
Are you an international student? Visit our website to learn more about the application process specifically for international students. There you can find details about applying to Temple and what deadlines to keep in mind as you plan your application. If you have any questions at all, we encourage you to reach out to our admissions team at askanow@temple.edu or call us at 215-204-7200. You can also schedule a virtual appointment with one of our admissions counselors. Be sure to follow us on our social media at AdmissionsTU.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.